she had a few photos. She had actually a really long, this is from Tinder, a long profile. I don't remember exactly what it said, but you'll kind of get a grasp of what she said based on this conversation. Type of girl, she was friendly. She's very nice. She kind of played hard to get, but I tried to nip that in the bud. The butt or the bud? Nip that in the bud. I think it's bud. She wasn't a jerk. She, teacher. She had some hobbies. She had a dog. Let's see what else I remember. Here, let's just get into the conversation. All right, so there's a picture of her playing volleyball. One of her eight or nine photos. I wanted to pick that one out, because I'm guessing not many people comment on the volleyball thing. Everybody probably commented her on her looks. She had a couple risque photos, if I remember correctly. Provocative photos, that's the right word. So I go with this one. Okay, hang on. What did I say? Julia, I have so many questions. 1, when serving the volleyball, am I supposed to hit it on its way up, at its peak, or on its way down? 2, what are games typically referred to? What are games typically played to? Question 3, what happens if I accidentally hit the net with my arm? All right, so I think that giving 3 questions about one particular topic shows that you actually are interested in it, whereas the other person might think if it's just one question, you kind of just pulling it out of thin air. So I went with 3. She replies with, I don't throw the ball up when I serve. I keep it in my left hand and hit it with my right, but that's when people throw it up. It seems I've seen them hit it on its way back down. Usually 21, which is the score. And then the third answer is, depends on if you're playing competitive or not. Competitive would be point to the other team, but in social, nothing happens based on, touching the net. So I assume you've never really played, she said. Come on, be nice, I say. And I played. But this might be like me trying to tell Tiger that I play golf. And hey, I'm tied up for a little bit, but I'll shoot you a message on here a little later on, okay? So, there was no strategy behind this. I actually just was tied up, but I kind of wanted a fresh start. I couldn't tell yet if she was being playful in her message or she was being rude, but I wanted to just... it was an equal balance of me being busy and I couldn't talk, and I wanted a clean slate. But like at the time when I was typing it, I didn't get too big of a bad vibe from her, but it's like, I don't know. Let's start over. That type of thing. What'd you do all weekend, I say. This is a couple hours later. Celebrated my dad for his birthday, she says. Nice. Is he at that age where he doesn't want any gifts? A guy can only get so many nice ties, I say. Haha. He does get a lot of leather work. So I told him we'd go to Tandy Leather together when they open back up and he could pick up what he really wants. And I paid for the range today, she says. Then, so I didn't say anything at that time. I didn't reply. This is late at night and I fell asleep, which is not necessarily a bad thing. I message her the next day and I say, good morning. I have a little bit of work to do, but I didn't forget about you. I just fell asleep last night and I'd love to shoot you a text a little bit later on. May I have your phone number? Hey, Tom, I have work to do as well. Let's continue messaging on here for now. So this could have been a mistake on my part by trying to get her phone number so early. I wouldn't say that I was in panic mode, but I don't know. I feel like I wasn't really in the driver's seat of the conversation. I feel like my opener could have been a little bit better. I do like that I sent her 3 questions on the particular topic, but the conversation hasn't really flowed yet. And, she hasn't really been asking me questions too much. Celebrated my dad for his birthday. I paid for the range today. That type of thing. And she, I don't think it's equal yet. So I wanted to just kind of abort the whole thing, hopefully get her phone number, resort to that. Hey, Tom, I have work to do as well. Let's continue messaging on here for now, she says. For now, I put in quotes. That gives me a glimmer of hope. Hey, I have another question, but I don't want you to hit me with the whole, I assume you've never played. So I call her out on that. And I want to try again, but, I'm not going to let her be rude, so I'm not going to let her think she could just get away with that. Okay, I won't, she says, exclamation point. What's your question? So I read your math teacher. What's the difference between PEMDAS and GEMDAS? Well, they're essentially the same thing, though GEMDAS involves grouping. So this is a genuine question for me. I know that PEMDAS stands for parentheses, exponents, multiplication, division, addition, subtraction, the order of operations. And GEMDAS, I think that's what it's called, is the newer version from what I understand. I feel like that came up after I got out of high school, and that involves grouping variables. But if there's any clarification that I could get from anybody, it would be from her. So, well, they're essentially the same thing, though GEMDAS involves grouping, she says. So this is when I start to flirt. Okay, so basically what I should do is take some charm, add some chivalry, subtract shirtless selfies, multiply by 8, divide by how many messages I send you, and that should equal one phone number, right? Exactly. But whose phone number, she says. Shit, you're right. I wish I typed that out more slowly. We could have been texting by now. Anyways, thanks for your help. Moving on. So I kind of like that whole, that message I sent with the PEMDAS thing. I thought it was really quirky. I think there's a lot of teachers out there. There's a lot of math teachers out there on Tinder. Nothing against math teachers. But I think if you ever could find an opportunity to send something like that, I think it is so dumb of a message that it works. Shoot, you're right. I wish I typed that out more slowly. I wish we could have been texting by now. Anyways, thanks for your help. Moving on, I say. What types of things should I know about you? So this is where I kind of want to, I want to get to know her more. My bio is pretty on point, she says. All right, that's enough. Like, she's being compliant. She's answering my questions, but I don't like that. My bio is pretty on point, she says. So I come back with, I see what you did there. You must be quite the sales rep. Math teacher and a sales rep. Well done. Don't let the customer think that you want their business, so they come to you instead. Reverse psychology at its finest. Same applies to this Tinder conversation, where you're the flame and I can't help myself from going toward it with knowing you're totally in the driver's seat. Ha 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 ha. Not my sales tactic at all. I wish that was that easy. I think that was the funniest compliment I've ever received. I loved it.